Suffered a grade 1 hammy strain in the Suns' loss on Tuesday. Some reports have just him out for the next 2 games in New Orleans versus the Pelicans. But when you look at other players who have suffered similar injuries, they've required 2 to 3 weeks to recover. Shannon, the Smoothie King Center is going to be rocking tonight for the Pelicans. Do you expect Booker to play at all in this series?
I don't. I believe him playing in this series is over. And when that being said, I don't really know how the Phoenix Suns win this series. And Skip, and I know they played games without Chris Paul. I know they played games without Devin Booker. But how many of those teams were playoff teams? Because guess what? You're in the playoffs. The team that you're playing is a playoff team. So that means they're pretty good. And they got a guy over there that's as equally as talented as Devin Booker and Brandon Ingram.
Yep.
And they got another guy in C.J. McCollum that can go get you 40.
Yep.
And so they're a big physical team that rebound the ball like crazy. Valanciunas, I don't know if you noticed it, Aiden, but I don't know what your mom sent you to school with lunch with, but he took it and ate it. Now, you need to do something about that.
Yep.
Because that man, every day, he been coming in and he been taking your lunch, and you've been allowing this to happen. Now, you need to stand up for yourself. You're too big, you're too skilled, you're too talented to allow Valanciunas. He looked like the guy in Superman. Skip, remember the one that Superman would had his hair?
Yep, I agree. Slick back.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
He looked like that guy. But I just don't see, Skip, I don't see, because they don't have another guy that can go create and go get his own shot without the assistance of Chris Paul. Everybody else needs Chris Paul. Jay Crowder needs Chris Paul. DeAndre Ayton, Bridges, all these other guys need Chris Paul. Booker didn't need Chris Paul because he could go and create his own shot. They got their work cut out for him because Willie Green has this team playing well. Skip it out. I was sitting there watching them, and I'm like, you know what, damn, I don't feel so bad, Lakers. They got a good team. You know, y'all had this big old lead, and they came back. Okay, now I see why. B.I. doing B.I. things. C.J. doing C.J. things. And all these guys, and Alvarado come out there, he always stand in the corner trying to get a little quick steal, try to swipe someone's pockets.
Yep.
But Skip, the Phoenix got their work cut out for them. They got their work cut out for them in this series. I don't know how they're going to win. And I get they're a good team. They're very, very talented. But the Pelicans doing what they had to do to get here, they get more and more confidence every game. They start to believe. They start listening. I'm listening to Willie Green. He shows no panic. They up 10, they down 10. He shows no panic. We've been here. We built for this. We didn't expect it to be easy. He has a calm demeanor. You know, come on, guys. The game is right here for the taking for us. Come on now. Don't let this thing slip away. He's 8, even keel. No rise in his voice. Nope. Whew. Phoenix, you got your work cut out for it. I don't see him coming back, Skip. No. 2 to 3 weeks? How you gonna come back in 2 days? And you know how hamstrings are. Any sub movement, man, it's a wrap.
Okay, I'm going to arrive at the same conclusion you arrived at, but I'm going to go a different direction, a circuitous route, because I believe Devin Booker will play. In games, maybe not tonight, but in Game 4, I think he'll try to play. He's had so much hamstring trouble in his past. He is plagued by hamstrings the way Steph was plagued by ankles early on, and he had surgery on both sides, both ankles, that somehow saved him and saved his Hall of Fame career, obviously.
Well, after the season, he and Julio need to go see a hamstring specialist.
I know, but it's hard you can't fix a hamstring. You can't surgically make it stronger.
No,
to my knowledge, I've never heard of it.
It's mechanics. It's something, your hips are off, something's off that's causing you.
Something is wrong. And he is plagued on both sides. He gets left and right and right and left, and it follows no pattern. Usually it's one side that plagues you because you're a little out of balance.
Yep.
Okay, but what happened during the finals last year, I was told by a Phoenix insider after a game that they had won early in the series, Book strained his hand. It's always strained. It's never torn or pulled. It's strained. And yet I thought, oh, God. And they said CP3 was just distraught over it even after a victory. Well, he kept going. He kept trying to play, but he was shell of self. So I believe, just because they're going to be desperate, because I think they're going to lose this Game 3.
Think they bring him back early.
Do or die. Well, he'll just say, I'm going to try. And obviously, I was trying to make the case at the end of the year. You're all yoke, stat. I can't argue with that. I can only argue with one stat, which is Phoenix's record. They buried the field. They buried the whole league by 8 games. And I kept saying, well, in the history of basketball, any team that's run away with the whole thing the way they did to be the number one in the tournament by far,
right,
they deserve at least a candidate, and it has to be Devin Booker.
Right.
And you can make the case, as you have, that Chris is maybe the more impactful player, more valuable player, but Devin Booker is the star.
Yeah, he's the best player.
He is the shooting star, because when he gets going, as we saw in the first half the other night,
31.
He got 31. Mm-hmm. And then, in a shock to me, in the third quarter, he didn't score. He took one shot and missed it before he strained his hamstring. Mm-hmm. So he's had so much experience, painful experience with hamstrings. I think he'll try to come back and play. And then I read yesterday, Willie Green is cautioning his troops. Hey, I know them because he was on that bench.
Right, yeah.
I know what he does. He will try to play. Now, will he be half a book or, a third of a book?
Here's the thing, is that when you look at B.I. and C.J., they're giving their wings all they can handle. Bridges, Crowder, got their hands full.
And Bridges is really good.
He's really good. Defense, and B.I. doesn't even see him.
No.
It's like I'm guarding him because he's not even paying him any attention.
Yep.
So now you down Book. Book can help fend off something. He could, give the guys a rest here or there. Now if Book's out, that means you're going to have to play Bridges and Crowder. I forget the other guy that comes off the bench and help. But Skip, right now, CJ got it going and B.I. has it going. Skip, what you going to do? Unless Ayton goes and gives you a 25-20 ball game. Now, he's capable. We've seen him play outstanding ball games, Skip. But right now, Valanciunas is giving it to him. And CP3 needs
to... Valanciunas is a moose,
He is.
And he's a skilled moose.
Yes.
Well, the problem is the Pelicans, right before your very eyes, have arrived.
Yep.
And Willie Green is arriving as the next great coach in this league, because I'm with you. Now I want to play for that guy, right?
Yeah.
Because he's in control.
Yes.
In calm control, in poised control of this team that showed you when they went to the Lakers and won by 28 and then did it again when playoffs were on the line. They've been playing playoff games for 3 weeks. Right?
Just to get to that 9 to 10, 9
just to get
spot.
to it.
Yeah.
They had to fight their way into the back into the play-in.
Right.
And then they win the play-in, and now they're in position to win a couple of games at home with no Devin Booker, even though he'll try to play.
They're in position to win a playoff series,
That's what
not
I'm
just
saying.
a game, a series.
And this is over the 1 seed.
Yes.
So we got an 8 with a 1 backed up against the wall without its best player.
Correct.
Maybe not its most valuable, but without its best player.
Right.
So to me, I'm with you. The Pelicans are going to win the next 2 games at home. And then Phoenix is going to be a setting Suns.
Unless you get CP3 from Game 6 against your Clippers, or you get CP3 from Game 1 of this series. Now, if you get that CP3, Skip, okay, they got a chance.
Okay, but against the Clippers, that close out Game 6, end of third, all the way through the fourth, it was the greatest scoring stretch of his life. His life.
Yes.
And I don't think he's got it in him.
Well, he had something very similar in Game 1, Skip, because he got it going. He got it going again.
No, I know he did, and yet I feel for him. I hurt for him because I know for a fact he thought this was the team to go win him the ring that he does not have.
Yep, he got the worst luck. He got buzzard luck. I mean, if it's not him, it's somebody on his team that they're counting on.
Well,
happens like that sometimes.
It's going to be a great showdown tonight, guys. The Smoothie King Center is sold out. It's one NOLA night. It's a red-out game.
Ooh.
C.J. McCollum, to y'all's point, has been warning the Pelicans that a wounded animal, meaning the Suns, can be more dangerous than a fully healthy animal because of the unknown factor. All right, moving on. Will KD, Skip Sky, is he going to have a bounce-back game tomorrow? Don't go anywhere. That's next.
You better hope so.